Hey, good evening, everybody. I was thinking about this. Now, you can read the Bible every day. It's good for you. But it's like not as good as being a part of a very, very solid church with a good minister. I've always been more active than I need to be. Although I understand a lot of you guys follow me because of that. Conservative is disgustingly pathetic. And it's like the closest I've come to being a white supremacist was when people told me how bad it is to be a white supremacist. Here, what you have here is the archetype of a man in a position of power. He's not Nebuchadnezzar. He's Nebuchadnezzar's best general, who cannot hear good advice when it comes, and he punishes the people who give it. And this is a failing in a lot of men with power. Owen has failed this way in the past, but not, interestingly enough, not as much as he has failed. But he's just, taken stick up his ass, basically. Trusting people he shouldn't have trusted. So he has, on rare occasion, failed by not trusting people he should have trusted. But on a much more common occasion, failed by trusting people he should have not trusted. By not trusting people he should have trusted. Trusting people he should have not trusted. By not trusting people he should have trusted. But on a much more common occasion, failed by trusting people he should have not trusted. Can't blame him, taking Ty Richards' dick up his ass, basically. And, sorry. I shouldn't have apologized. And I was just talking to a new author about this, so it was on my mind. I shouldn't have apologized for that letter. And then, the next week, he gets a little bit of pressure from some of the people who have been harassing me for, a year now. And it's well, not a year, 6 months. And it's he just immediately folds, and now he's just, taking Ty Richards' dick up his ass, basically. And, sorry. Remember, this is a young men's Bible study. It's not for women and children. He has made the mistake of trusting people he shouldn't trust much more often. So when he's very harsh, people are really quick to criticize men in positions of power like this. But it is something that they have to look out for, because it can really hurt them. And the easiest way to kill him, and that was the whole goal. And thou shalt find that Nebuchadnezzar is Lord of the whole earth, and then the sword of my soldiers shall pass through thy sides, and thou shalt be stabbed and fall among the wounded of Israel, and thou shalt breathe no more till thou be destroyed with them. But if thou think thy prophecy true, let not thy countenance sink, and let the paleness that is in thy face depart from thee, if thou imaginest these words cannot be accomplished, and everything. So I'm going to keep doing it, and for as long as I can keep it up, but if it gets too much, I'll let you guys know. It's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. You remember old Dusty Dick and his band of Merry Mellows? And, it's I remember the storyline. I love the storyline. That's how I remember history. So... And one of the streams I was thinking about doing was about how he's just, taking Ty Richards' dick up his ass, basically. I know he's scared because he's surrounded by enemies and everything. He's just, taking Ty Richards' dick up. And it's so funny. It's the same as when I became Christian and the atheists started pushing at me. Because it's the more they pushed, the more thoroughly I was pushed. It's these are the same people who, wanted to circumcise me. You know what I mean? I don't trust you people. I don't understand why you guys don't get that. Some of you guys who are my peers, your role is not to give me advice. I have people who give me advice, and you're not them. You were not solid. Think about your relationship with me. You were not solid through some of these major conflicts I was going. Way back to when I was just hey, the atheists called God a pedophile. Let's go burn their house down. And you were oh, it's not worth it. For penance and difficulty and voluntary difficulty, we had a lot of involuntary difficulty where we had the septic tank back up in our house, so we had sewage coming into our bathtub. We had to go to a hotel and stay there for a bit, and it's that's a really intense time. We had it's a spiritual season, that I am a man who selects my advisors carefully. You seem like a pretty trustworthy guy. I've known you
He's
for a while.
fighter. He's cool.
Yeah, he's a fighter. Is he a fighter? I haven't seen him fight. He seems solid.
I don't know.
Like, I know I'm sinning because I'm not perfect. Look at these people. Look at how they burn the book. It's not the same. In just like one of the most extreme acts of pride and arrogance. There ain't no way you're supporting them. God, please, overlook my failures and be on my side. Look at them. Behold their pride. Look on our low condition and have regard to the face of thy saints, who I know are praying for me. You know what I mean? And most of you guys are peers and good friends, but not counselors. Okay? Just so you know. And it's like I need to not be as active as I want to be because I have a very active personality. I have a terrible time celebrating a man who was in a position of influence with somebody who is like obviously an evil guy and then took boldness to do what God would have wanted him to do, which is say the truth, and is punished for it and like shrinks back in fear. This is not an arrogant man. Anyway, the Bible is not God's word. And God himself speaks, which is a thing that we bow to because we can't understand. Like we can't be like, oh, God speaks when it's in Latin. No, he speaks when he feels like, and you know it when it happens usually, but it's not something you can control because he is an actual person, And it's like he just immediately folds, and now he's just taken dick up his ass, and there's nothing in line with what I've believed up until this point. It didn't make sense for me to teach the Bible anymore. Easiest way to kill him because you trust me to do too much. The Book of Jude, because it's about the Jews. Although I do have an occasion of just disappearing without notice sometimes. So it was really good. It was like my stream about violence. She doesn't retain storylines the way I do.
I really don't know.
Yeah, she thinks her brain works differently. Like she'll tell me about something. She's like, "You remember Ty Richards today?" And it's weird. It's all like feelings and like like colors and like smells.
Yeah, like I remember the part in the story that made me sad.
Yeah, she remembers the part in the story that made her sad. It's like, well, which part is that? Oh, it's right after the part that made her happy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like me, I'm like killing a rabbit. Legit. Too legit to quit. Have a good one, guys. Bye.